What's up, everybody? It is a Blue Drake, and today I wanted to make a really straightforward, down-to-earth video that cuts through everything and gets straight to the point. A few years ago, I started a game development studio with a bunch of my friends and a bunch of our community members, and we started developing games and releasing them on Steam. We've actually got a bunch of games that are coming out on Steam here soon, in addition to the ones we've already released, and if you want to go check them out, you can. But a lot of people have been asking, why are we making video games? We haven't released many yet. We've got a whole bunch of others that are coming up. We've got a whole bunch of plans, and a lot of people are asking us the question, like, why are you guys, of all people, developing video games? What is your mission? What is your objective? And there is an answer to this that I really want to get across really clearly. The reason I started making video games is because I have been getting increasingly frustrated as a gamer with how video games are being made and how studios are handling the game making process more and more over the years. And it's gotten to a point where I don't want to make YouTube videos about my opinions on how studios can change and things they can do differently anymore, because they're not going to change and they're not going to do things differently. I'm done talking about it, and I just want to do it. So let's start with this. The biggest game that we're working on right now is called Operation Harsh Doorstop. Now, this is a realistic tactical shooter, but the biggest selling point of this game is that it is going to be completely free. And I'm not talking about free to play where there's microtransactions and everything. No, I have no intentions of monetizing Operation Harsh Doorstop at all. Operation Harsh Doorstop is going to be a 100% free game that is created by myself and my community just because we want this game to exist. Now, bear with me, because this is the more important point. Not only is Operation Harsh Doorstop going to be completely free, but we are also working on releasing a full source development kit, which means it will fully support community-made mods. These mods will be available via the Steam Workshop, also completely for free. Now, let me explain why we are doing this, why we are making this game and doing it in this way. Over the past 6, 7, maybe even longer years, I have been getting really frustrated with studios charging more money for less content, while also gutting development tools, sometimes even banning community mods entirely that extend the lifespan of the game. I actually made a bunch of videos talking about specifically this many years ago that hit such a big nerve that not only did it get a whole bunch of views, but there was a lot of big gaming publications talking about it.
We have become a bit skeptical about how and why EA will charge $60 for Battlefield Hardline.
And we're not alone here. Most recently, Polygon just did a big old article, very well researched, about how Ben Kuchera will not be buying Battlefield Hardline.
Right.
There's this other dude on YouTube who's very pissed.
It's like a f***ing mod. It is. And
The rage train is all over the Battlefield subreddit.
this is getting to the point where this isn't just frustrating from a gamer standpoint. This is also frustrating from a career standpoint. I am a YouTuber. I am a streamer. I am always looking for more content to create. I'm always looking for ways to bring our community together. I know that our communities, both mine and others that are inside of these games, are incredibly creative and capable of creating amazing things if they are just allowed to do it. But now that you have so many studios that are intentionally stripping away the ability for these communities to actually take care of these games and add more content to these games, it is really putting all of the content creators in these communities, both video content creators, mod content creators, it's putting them in handcuffs, and they can't really make interesting content on games that are getting less and less content, while also being priced higher and higher, and simultaneously taking away all of the mod tools or banning mods from even existing for these games. Now, I'm not going to name names or name studios that are doing this. If you are a studio that's doing this, you know who you are, and your communities know who you are too. Now, unfortunately, there's a flip side to this too. Because on one hand, you have studios that are making games and stripping away all of the modification support and kind of intentionally trying to kill the lifespan of their game to encourage people to buy the next one. But then on the other side, you kind of have another problem. There's a lot of games out there that actually do have great mod support and do have great SDKs and all of these things. But there's this new practice that also has me kind of frustrated, where studios will release kind of half-baked or half-made games, release mod support, and then say, oh, well, don't worry about it. The modding community, or our community, will just finish our game for us for free. And again, like, that's nice and all that there's mod support in a game, but if you're going to rely on your community to basically make your game for you, but all of the sales just go to your studio and you're just kind of profiteering off of free labor, it's just kind of a new problem, just in a completely different direction. And again, if you do this, I'm not going to name names here, but if you do, you know who you are, and your communities know who you are too. This is why I wanted to start this game, Operation Harsh Doorstop. I know that our community, the communities of all of these first-person shooters, of all of these different games, not even first-person shooters, all of them, these communities are incredibly creative. You all are capable of making your own game. I know that it is possible. I have known that it is possible for years. And the idea behind this project, weird name and all, is this. We can continue complaining about all of the practices that all of these larger studios use that we dislike. Charging for DLC that should be included in the base game, making less content but upping the price, gutting mod support, or relying on mod support to finish the game, all of these different things. There's a huge laundry list. You can go and check gaming news every single day and see people complaining about the new bad thing that these studios are doing. We can do that, or we can just make the game that we want one time, and we make it for free, and we have it have all of the features that we want in it for free, and we release it one time. That is the goal. That is the mission. If we accomplish that one single time, if we do that once, all of the things that everyone in the gaming community complains about, all of the paid DLC for features that we should have had, for nothing as the part of the base game, for rehashing the same game over and over again, for all of the bad practices that we dislike. If we can make this project for free, with all the features that we want for free, with an SDK, with mod support on Steam, we do that one time, that is going to do way more at stopping all of the things that we hate that's happening in this industry. It will stop that way more effectively than any video I could make, or anybody else could make, or any Reddit post that we could make rioting about these things. We make this game, that is going to be more effective at stopping all of that stuff than anything else. And we will get a free game that has community support, that all of these content creators and streamers and communities and server owners and everybody can come together and enjoy, and we don't have to worry about all of the predatory practices in the gaming industry that try to milk money out of a turnip that is the gaming community. Now, this is where I talk about the logistics of making this game, because we don't get something like this without planning and without strategizing it. It's still something that we're going to have to put a plan in place to actually make, which our community, our development studio, has taken a lot of the liberty of doing, but it still is going to take a lot more to get to where we need to get. When I started this project, roughly around 3 years ago, a lot of people said that getting to where we have gotten so far would be completely impossible. To have a game, to have a first-person shooter with large open environments, with 64-player support, doing that with a community development team and releasing it as a free game was, by their definition, completely impossible. We've proved that wrong. Now, there's a lot more that we have to prove wrong, and we will in time. But I want to, now that we've done this, I want to shed transparency and show exactly what it took to get us to where we are right now. This build of the game, this project, where we've gotten it so far, 64 players, first-person shooter, large open environments. This is a good version 1 for a tactical shooter on Steam. This took us around $100,000 to develop. Now, to create what we've created, a lot of other studios out there have tried to convince the public that it would cost around $500,000 to $1 million to create what we've created. That is not true. It cost us around $100,000. I think if we had to do it again, we could maybe even do it for less. Now, obviously, this is not the end of the road. We have a lot more things that we want to include in the game in order to get it to the tier that other AAA first-person shooters are at. We want to get in the SDK, the Source Development Kit, the Steam Workshop integration. We want to get in Humvees, tanks, aircraft, even naval vessels, as well as single-player support, bots, all of these things. We are estimating at our current rate of development, we should be able to accomplish all of those things for anywhere from $400,000 to $600,000. Now, that's not necessarily money. That also is man hours. So $400,000 to $600,000 worth of either hiring people or people volunteering that time in order to save money for the project in order to develop. But that is roughly the amount of work that would have to be done to get to where the bigger titles are. Now, a big part of raising this money, not that this is the only way that we're generating money to develop these games, but a big part of it is the games that we already have on sale on Steam. We have our games Iron Armada. We also have our games such as Warfare 1944, which don't just allow us to build revenue that we can use to develop Operation Harsh Doorstop and release that game for free, but it also allows us to experiment and research more features and implement more features that then go into Operation Harsh Doorstop as well. So if you really want to support the development of Operation Harsh Doorstop, supporting our other games, which will be on sale on Steam under our development page, that is going to go towards helping us create and finish Operation Harsh Doorstop. So, that is the pitch. This is not some mod that we are creating. This is not some hacked version of a AAA game where we reverse engineered the ability to have mod support or something that doesn't have a future. This is a completely original game built by community members just like you in a studio founded by gamers who just want this game to exist. And if we can make this happen, if we can make this work just one time, we will be able to enjoy it forever. The company that we have created is real. We own the source code to this project. I am the owner of that company, and I am willing to give this project to the gaming community with the source development kit, modding support, and everything that we create for free. This is what I want to do. Hopefully it's what you want to do as well. If not, that's fine, but this is my mission, and if you want to join me, please do. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. If anybody wants any further explanation, join our Discord, reach out to me personally. I don't mind it at all. If you're willing to help us with the project, we have applications on our website. There's all sorts of ways that you can actually contribute to this project. Feel free to contact our community managers. And we're hoping that we're going to be able to get out the first versions of this game on Steam here in the very near future. We have our other games on Steam that are helping us raise money for this project. We have Warfare 1944, we have Iron Armada. If you want to go purchase those games and help us fund this project, that's absolutely great. If not, that's totally fine. This will be an uphill battle. It is going to be a long road, and it's probably going to start very humble, but I'm hoping that this is something that is going to build a lot of momentum over time, as long as we keep at it, which I absolutely am. All right. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me during all this time. Thanks for coming with me on this crazy journey that I'm on right now. And I hope that if we pull this off, we're really going to make a mark. And we're really going to do something that we're proud of. Okay. See you in the next video, guys. Take care.